stood there watching something
someone get peed on? What's good, YouTube? Today we're reacting to every real-life glitch explained in 11 minutes. It's just gonna be like every glitch that you can experience. If you're watching on the main channel, make sure you subscribe to the gaming channel and the second channel. Cut to the reaction.
Déjà vu. The accidental save reload. You walk into a cafe. The clatter of a tray. The low hum of conversation. The barista calling out an order. A name you already know before she says it. A black cat dashes past your legs. And then
a cafe?
It hits you. You have seen this before. Exactly this. You don't just recognize the moment. You remember what happened.
Chat, have y'all ever, like, experienced deja vu? I experience it, like, I'd say, like, once per month. It's weird, bro. You'll be, like, seeing something, and you think it, like, actually happened.
The man at the window will check his watch. The woman at the counter will drop her keys. In 10 seconds, the door will swing open, but you already know who's coming through. Science says deja vu is a glitch, a brain misfire, a small processing error where your mind accidentally flags the present as a past memory. And if deja vu is just a brain error, why does it feel so eerily accurate? Some believe deja vu isn't a glitch at all. It's proof that time isn't linear, that you've lived this moment before, that maybe you are in a loop. Or worse, you've died in another timeline. And if that's true, how many times have you already been here? Mandela effect. Reality patches while you're AFK.
Who is this dude?
Let's do a test. Does Pikachu have a black tip on his tail?
Chat, does Pikachu have a black tip on his tail? I think he does. Pikachu has a black tip on his tail, doesn't? Pause. I swear he does.
1,000 times. On cards and games and movies. You know what he looks like. So
he has a black tail.
If you said yes, congratulations. You've just
Did we get it right?
The Mandela effect.
Never mind.
Pikachu has never had a black tip on his tail.
Chat, I swear Pikachu had a black tip on his tail. I have Pokemon cards. I would know if he has a black tip on his tail.
Not in the games, not in the anime, not anywhere. And yet millions of people swear
I swear he does.
Alright, let's try another one. Does the Monopoly Man wear a monocle?
Chat, does the Monopoly Man wear a monocle? I'm guessing yes.
Of course he does. You've seen him. The rich old man with a top hat, a suit, and that little monocle over his eye.
See, he literally has something right there.
He never has.
Oh my gosh, wait.
The Mandela effect is the strange phenomenon where large groups of people all remember something one way, only to find out that it never existed.
I swear he used to have one.
At least not anymore. The name comes from Nelson Mandela. Huge numbers of people remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. They recall watching the funeral on TV, seeing the headlines, even discussing it in school. Except that never happened. He was released, went on to become president of South Africa, and died in 2013. So how do millions of people share the same false memory? The official explanation is that human memory is bad. It's faulty, unreliable. A few people misremember something, then they tell others, and before long, the false memory
I swear I've saw Pikachu, though, with a black tail.
If so many people remember things one way, but history says otherwise, what if history changed? What if these are updates to reality? Small server-side patches that overwrite the past, but leave behind a few glitches. What if you just didn't?
I do not understand how people think real life is like a game. Bro, like Andrew Tate, he thinks we're in the Matrix. Like, no, we're not in a game, bro.
Some believe this is proof that we're shifting between alternate timelines. That every so often we move into a slightly different version of reality, but our memories don't fully sync. Others think this is just bad maintenance. Reality gets patched, the developers missed a few details. Either way, if you ever notice something changing that shouldn't be able to change, it's already too late. Missing time.
Missing time.
Error. It's 3:02 p.m. You blink. Now it's 3:47 p.m. You didn't move. You didn't.
I've never experienced this.
You weren't distracted. But somehow 45 minutes have disappeared. The official term is highway hypnosis. When your brain zones out and drives on autopilot. It happens on long, repetitive roads. The idea is that your brain is awake, but your memory stops recording. Sounds reasonable. Except some people experience missing time when they're not driving. They'll be sitting at home watching TV, and suddenly it's night. A person cleaning their kitchen looks up at the clock and finds an hour missing. Some say
this has never happened
when
to
they're
me.
Mid-conversation. They'll be talking to a friend, and suddenly the other person is looking at them weird.
Does this happen to y'all?
Talking for 5 minutes. Some people say that during missing time, they get the feeling that something else was happening, but they just aren't supposed to remember. It's like someone edited the footage, trimmed down the timeline, removed the parts that didn't make the cut. Things we were never meant to see. Bystander effect. When NPCs refuse to trigger the next event. You're walking down a busy street. A person collapses. They hit the ground completely unconscious.
What
a crowd
happens?
starts forming and nobody moves. You wait
Girl
for
from
someone
Squid
to help.
Games?
Maybe a doctor, maybe a good Samaritan. But instead, everyone just stands there watching. That's the bystander effect. A bizarre glitch.
This has
where the
never
more
happened.
people there are, the less likely anyone is to do something. Because everyone assumes someone else will take action. But because everyone assumes that, nobody does.
So everyone thinks, everyone's reliable on everyone, that someone's gonna help someone, but no one helps them. I sounded so smart saying that. I still don't understand it though.
And it gets weirder. There are cases where entire groups of people have just stood there watching
someone get peed on,
even when it would have been extremely easy to help. A person choking in a restaurant, a woman being attacked in broad daylight, even a drowning child. Nobody wants to be the first to move. Nobody wants to take responsibility. It's like they're all stuck in an idle animation, waiting for a main character interaction. And what if, just for a second, we consider the possibility that this isn't just human psychology? What if some people really do function like NPCs? What if some only activate when they're directly prompted? And if that's true, then the next time you're in a crowd, look around. Is everyone really playing the same game as you? Doppelgängers.
I swear, bro, my doppelganger is Netspend, bro. Chat, we literally look similar. Look at this.
Imagine walking down the street and seeing yourself. Not a look-alike. Not a twin.
Me and Netspend.
You. Same face, same outfit, same movement.
Netspend's my brother.
At first, your brain scrambles for a logical explanation. A coincidence? A weird reflection? But then, it looks at you, and you realize it knows. Throughout history, people have reported seeing their own double. And it's almost never a good thing. One of the most famous cases was Abraham Lincoln. A few days before his assassination, he reportedly saw his own reflection in a mirror, except there were two of him. One looked normal, the other was ghostly pale. His wife, naturally, did the reasonable thing and decided this meant he was going to die. And then, well, we all know how that turned out. Now, maybe Lincoln was tired. Maybe his brain just filled in an extra image. Or maybe it's just a glitch
Did he
in
do
the system.
drugs?
Maybe reality accidentally rendered two copies of you for a moment. Maybe you just got a glimpse of yourself
He
from
did
another
drugs.
timeline. Or maybe something else is trying to take your place. Either way,
or he did
if you ever
drugs.
see someone who looks exactly like you, walk the other way.
He did drugs.
Sleep paralysis, the forced cutscene. You can't skip. It happens in the middle of the night.
Oh shoot, it's a non-skippable cutscene.
You can see your room.
Have y'all had sleep paralysis before? I had it like once. It is the scariest thing you'll ever experience, bro. There will be like monsters like you can't close your eyes. It's like you're like this the whole time. You can like look around and stuff, but you can't move.
The faint glow of the streetlight outside. Everything is normal except you can't move. Not a single muscle. Your arms, your legs, completely locked. You try to call for help, but your voice won't come out. And then you feel it. A presence. Standing at the edge of your bed. This is sleep paralysis. And if you haven't experienced it yet,
bro, you can't skip this.
Congratulations.
You can't yell either.
You've avoided one of the worst free trial experiences that the human body has to offer. People describe it as being trapped inside your own body. Science calls it a simple sleep cycle disruption. During REM sleep, the body is in a state of muscle atonia to prevent acting out dreams. And if you break this sleep, your brain wakes up, but your muscles are still paralyzed. It's supposed to last a few seconds, maybe a minute at most, but to the people experiencing it, it can feel like a lifetime. And here's where it gets weird, because for some reason, sleep paralysis doesn't just come with paralysis. It comes with company. People across different cultures, across history, across completely separate parts of the world, all describe seeing the exact same thing. A dark silhouette, watching them. If this is just a random brain glitch, why are millions of people hallucinating the exact same thing? There are two possible answers. One, the human brain is hardwired to hallucinate terrifying figures.
What is this AI?
A cruel little evolutionary prank designed to make an already terrible
experience Gordon Ramsay?
Even worse. Or two, these things are always there. And sleep paralysis is just the one time you're actually able to see them.
Chat, is there someone watching me?
Spontaneous human combustion. The self-destruct
What is this?
glitch. Imagine you're sitting in your living room reading a book, sipping some tea. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then without warning,
You can just explode?
you burst into flames. Not like you knocked over a candle flames. Not like your clothes caught fire flames.
Wait, what?
No, you ignite from the inside out. And by the time someone finds you, there's nothing left but a pile of ash. And maybe a pair of legs that somehow survived. This is spontaneous human combustion, one of the strangest, most unsettling phenomena.
Chat, so you're telling me I could just be sitting here right now and I just blow up from the inside. All right, goodbye, guys. Y'all might not see me tomorrow. I might get caught on fire from the inside.
Science has a lot of answers, but on this one,
This
they're
nerd.
beat. Some half-assed explanations include the wick effect, where body fat acts like candle wax, slowly burning the person over time. But if that's the case, why does it sometimes stop halfway? Take Margaret Hogan, for example, an unusually
why can you
hot
see your nipples?
89-year-old widow from Dublin. On March the 28th, 1970,
She is kinda
was
bad.
burned almost to nothing in her home. The plastic flowers on the table had melted into sludge, and the television screen 12 feet away was warped beyond recognition. And yet,
How did that get
both
warped?
legs below the knees were untouched. An inquest was held. The official cause of death, burning. The cause of the fire, unknown. Which means either 1, the human body has a hidden self-destruct button. 2, some people accidentally trigger an irreversible system error. 3, reality occasionally just alta 4 people in the most dramatic way possible. Whichever one
I've never clicked that before.
Is the same. If one day you start feeling a little too warm and you're nowhere near an open flame, you might have about 3 seconds to figure out why. Quantum immortality.
Drink water.
The real-life respawn glitch. You should be dead. That car missed you by inches. Lucky?
Oh my
Maybe.
gosh. Bro, Final Destination, top 5 movies of all time, bro. Y'all cannot tell me, like, any other movie. I watched that, bro, right before I got back from Vegas. It had me scared, bro. I thought the plane was gonna crash the whole time. I was there like...
Don't die. Quantum immortality is the idea
Just
that
don't watch it
every
before you
time die,
fly on a plane.
Your consciousness jumps. Not to heaven, not to hell, but to the nearest reality where you survived. From your perspective, you never die. You just keep waking up in timelines where you barely made it. Take Frane Selak, a man who should have died multiple times. In 1954, his train derailed into an icy river. 17 people drowned. He didn't. The next year, he was sucked out of a plane mid-flight and landed in a haystack. Then a bus crash, multiple car crashes, a car explosion.
Oh my god.
And finally, he won the lottery.
I would think he, like, was supposed to die. I think he's supposed to live. Why would there just be, like, a hay bale in the middle of nowhere and you land on it? Like, that is the most lucky thing, and he wins the lottery.
And that's the terrifying part.
Okay.
If quantum immortality is
He never died.
then you will never experience your own death. The versions of you that died, you don't remember them because they're gone. But what happens when there's no timeline left where you survive? Is there a final game over? Or does reality just keep you going? And if that's the case, how long have you actually been alive? Thanks for watching. Make sure to give the video a like. If you like that reaction, make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe to the main channel, the second channel, and the gaming channel. And peace.